Yeah, that's all relative. Yeah, so let's do a quick recap because it has been quite a while. I want to say probably close to 2 months. So the party has has discovered uh, the ancient city of Ketat, which is inhabited by beastmen who live basically in the ruins of an older civilization that predates them. Um, the party's main motivation has just been trying to stay alive and probably return to the surface. As of yet, they have no idea how to do that. Along the way, they've picked up a companion or two, another beast man, not quite a minotaur, but looks like you would imagine a minotaur to look. That would be right. And they are currently assisting a shaman named Glormug, who is the leader of a faction of beast people in the city who wish to throw off the yoke of a kind of cult that has kind of taken charge. And the majority of the city is under the sway of this cult. In their explorations of the city, they came across a library of sorts, which the architecture predates even anything else they as far as the ruins around it. It was obviously crafted by maybe an even older civilization. And so Stitch, our wizard, was able to enter the library and learned a little bit of arcane knowledge and has decided that he wishes to remain and study as much as possible and glean whatever knowledge he might be able to, while the rest of the party attempts to um, discover a way to basically lift the curse and also in doing so find a way out of the city and back to the surface. Um, a beastman named Kittik, who resembles a rat, so he's a rat-like. I'll just call him a rat man, I guess. Um, has joined the party, and Kittik is an explorer of sorts who lives on the fringes of society and is often out, in the wild tunnels beyond the city, and so has a little bit of knowledge of the surrounding areas, but is unaware of any way to reach the surface. Um, but he is sympathetic towards the reformers and their cause, and has therefore decided to attach himself to the party. And I'm not sure, this is where I get a little fuzzy. I'm not sure where we left off exactly. I know that there was a group of cultists who were approaching the library. Um, some of the party had posted themselves up on the roof of the library and had seen these cultists apparently organized and coming in their direction. Not sure of their intent, but they have had some violent conflict with these cultists, the religious zealots, basically, previously, and actually killed one of the so-called caretakers, which is a large beast that plucks the eyeballs out of the beastmen. And that's another thing. I don't know if, in case you may have forgotten, um, the cult harvests eyes, and the eyes. Yeah, they killed one of the harvesters. It's called a caretaker, and that caused a group of basically zealots to attack the party, and the party is in various states of either minor wounds or major wounds in some cases, and yeah, and I believe that's where we left off. If anyone else has anything to add to that, and now would be the time to do it. Kittik, I'm not sure. Um, I know you and I kind of briefly talked in Discord about introducing your character, but I don't know how if we actually did any of that in game other than him just showing up at the tail end of that last fight.
Um, yeah, I don't remember if we introduced him or like you said, if he just joined the fight.
Yeah, I think he showed up and joined on the side of the party, and
Well, that's
I
good because it's
believe
been so long. I don't remember much about whatever personality I put together for him.
he's basically he's an independent survivor, basically that lives on the fringe. Like he's sympathetic towards the reformers and is aware of what the cult is doing to the city and slowly, basically enthralling the beastmen within the city, and the influence of this cult has been steadily growing over time to where it is now the dominant force in the city, and just a lot of kind of creepy and nefarious activities surrounding it. And you know that the cult leaders are not what they appear to be. You're pretty sure that they're not actually beastmen, like not in the same way that the other inhabitants of the city are. And Kittick will spend like a lot of his time in the surrounding tunnels and the caverns beyond the city, just kind of exploring. But so he's basically, I guess you could call him a subterranean ranger of sorts, almost, right? Exploring like forgotten passageways and that sort of thing. But even with that knowledge, he has a very limited. Like there's not, he hasn't managed to explore very far.
Right.
The
And as you
tunnel,
recall, I basically I'm playing the halfling class,
yes,
but he's still
that
Beastman.
we rescanned as a beast man.
Right.
So
So
you're a
effectively,
rattling.
he's kind of racist, but he's a thief.
Yeah, no, he's a thief or rogue or whatever,
Yeah.
and so that's where we were. Right,
See, again, very
a
racist.
burglar, but they prefer a burglar or expert treasure hunter. Isn't that what
Mm.
Bilbo Baggins said? Expert treasure hunter. But in any case, yes, exactly. Um, so yeah,
So
that's
did
where we're
we
at.
just finish the fight,
So
or
I believe no, the fight. It's and this is where I get a little bit kind of my memory escapes me.
So
Is go ahead.
I was gonna say, so if I remember correctly, we were standing outside of the library when someone who had climbed up to the roof to find an opening before
Yep.
we pushed a couple through, noticed past the cave hallway that we had come through that some cultists were coming, and we got the heads up that was happening, so we were putting ourselves in a favorable position against them.
Right. You were. I don't know if you were going to set up an ambush or anything, because I know a number of you are wounded. But I don't know if you were hiding in buildings or what the actual plan was going to be. But as far as Stitch is concerned, the library itself is impenetrable to most people. That's something you discovered, right? Only a couple of you were actually able to gain access to it,
right?
and I believe it was Stitch and maybe one or two others.
I think only one other person was in there.
I think we
Yeah,
agreed that almost my entire personality of Stitch was all about gaining more
acquisition of
power and
knowledge.
knowledge. So
Yeah,
it was pretty much impossible for me to turn away from this opportunity.
yeah, yeah. And I think the other person, and I don't remember who that was, had agreed to like bring you food and that sort of thing, and so you
Right.
wouldn't just.
No, I think it was one of the NPCs. I think it was one of the NPCs.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
but yeah, I think the main thing is
Mm-hmm.
that's right. I'll
right.
tell you what, I'm kind of thinking maybe Kittick is the one that. Of course, you did have somebody climb up on the roof.
Yeah,
We'll say,
Mordecai was on the roof.
right, but we'll say that Kittick showed up, and maybe that's how he kind of introduces himself to the group, saying, "Hey, there's some of these zealots coming your way," something of that nature. Um, Kittick, you actually have a good relationship with Glormug, the shaman, who's the leader of the reformers. If you remember, she's the like kind of feline-looking um, humanoid, remarkably human-looking, other than the waist down. And you have a pretty good relationship with her,
Okay.
and are one of her trusted kind of lieutenants, I guess you could say. And so you're sympathetic towards the reformers' cause, and therefore probably knew about these outsiders that have come in to potentially help out. So
Okay.
I guess maybe we. This happens almost every time we play. I have noticed it would not be. Oh, it only happens, I think, during my games. Right. I could be wrong there, but yeah. But in any case, so I'll go ahead and I'll shut up for now, and I'll go ahead and let you guys kind of role play it out. So we'll say that you're you're outside of the library. Those of you other than Stitch, Mordecai, I believe, is still on the roof, and we'll go from there. And Kittik has approached the group in a friendly or non-hostile manner, I guess.
Then I'll ask our new addition if does the group of people that are coming look like they're hostile, wielding weapons or.
So I can answer that for you. So they're armed, but it seems more like they're like, it's hard to say. I mean, they're not outwardly hostile, but they're definitely armed, and they're heading towards this area with purpose, with some sort of purpose.
Do I know these people?
You know that they are zealots and they are followers of the cult.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So even if they're not being outwardly, I know that they're probably not happy with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they've been. It looks to you. It looks like they're here. They aren't just here by accident. Like they're here for a reason.
I'm happy that you're not the cockroach.
The cockroach is back with the shaman.
Good.
Be cautious, my new friends. These are zealots, and likely you are not going to be too happy with our activities.
Well, I'm for basically dismantling the cultists. So, if anyone else wants to set up an ambush, because there are plenty of places to hide.
Not
Yeah,
sure.
there are many of the buildings are abandoned. Like I was saying before when I described the city, maybe 1 out of every 5 dwellings is inhabited, if that. I mean, it's like parts of Detroit basically. So
Just parts?
yeah, well, yeah, I've been there recently, so yeah.
Yeah, I've got 2 close combat characters, so me like climbing up on a roof, pretty useless. So
Yeah, and I'm up on the roof, but I'm not ranged, so I will probably try to climb down and then hide, in the darkest corner that I can find.
Okay, so you're just gonna. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I gotta find somewhere where I can go full bacon tree and attack.
Okay,
Okay.
maybe in this bush over here.
So yeah, so
I'm
the
gonna-
map's not. I mean, imagine there's not actually bushes.
I guess we are underground.
It's moss.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah.
big fluffy thing of moss. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Exactly.
say that's just debris.
I'm gonna go ahead
just some
and-
debris.
I'd like to make a hide roll and basically be ready to jump out and ambush somebody.
Well, I was gonna say, because you play our cleric, right?
Wally's the cleric.
How hard was it for Wally to get into the library? Was it pretty easy?
He went in.
So
Actually,
now
he went in fairly easy. It was hard for
Yeah.
Horowitz just barely passed. Wally was like, "Okay, I got this."
Yeah, and now that you have done it once, you don't feel like, to you it seems like, oh, I can do this anytime, basically.
I wonder if you should be the distraction, because you could just walk right in. These guys can. So if you're standing there at the doorway,
Oh, into the temple, you mean, or
yeah,
into the
into
library?
just being
yeah.
like, I mean, one, it's a good way of getting away if things get a little too tight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, just let me know where you are planning
So
to.
Horowitz and Wally will attempt to go back into the library.
Okay, we're going to say that, just for the sake of simplicity, we're going to say that this large building here, are you able to see that thing, is going to be the library. So Stitch is, somewhere in there. And so, yeah, this is the library. And then there are, all these outbuildings. And there's, the battle that recently occurred nearby. So
If it's that close, Stitch could always step out to help out. I just didn't
Sure.
want to travel, far from this.
one
this
thing
location.
I will say is that you notice that when you're inside this building, the sound from without is muffled and deadened, almost as if the entire building is like encased in some sort of magical soundproofing, I guess.
Ooh.
So, like the
That
sounds
makes
from
sense.
the
It's
from the
like a
street up.
library, so that makes sense.
Yeah. So we got Wally and Horowitz is up on the roof, right?
No.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So Wally is inside.
Wally and Horowitz went back in because
Okay.
they both went in with Stitch before,
Okay.
and everybody else either didn't roll or failed their rolls.
Yeah, I
Right.
know I failed mine.
Okay. So what is everybody else's intention? Like, where are you gonna?
I'm not gonna go in this alley, and I rolled a 21 on hiding in the shadows.
That's pretty good. So are you heading into the building or?
No, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay in the alley, just trying to kind of hide in the darkest part of it. Just kind of trying to watch, especially watching kind of the entrance to the library.
Sounds good.
So
All
which
right,
is the hallway that they're coming through?
Are they coming up from like north?
Yeah, they're coming from this direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, the north.
gonna-
Sydney, I'm just gonna have Sydney basically follow somebody else. So I'll run her as she's.
I'm gonna hide in a building that's visible to the entrance of the library, but around a corner.
Who is that? Mordecai. Sorry.
Right.
Oh right. Okay, so you're actually going in here.
Yeah.
You're in the. Sydney will hang out in the. So right. Why don't you roll me a d12?
Yep. Yeah.
That's 3. Okay, so the impression you get when you enter this building is it's not as dilapidated as some of the others you've seen. In fact, you would guess that it was probably it's either occupied and the owner is not, or the owner or resident is not actually there, or it was recently abandoned. Give me a D7 roll. Gotta love these.
3.
Okay, in fact, you find amongst some of the other various possessions a stone cooking pot on kind of like a little simple stove, and you can feel the heat coming from like when you it catches your attention because it seems like somebody probably like maybe within the last couple of hours or so.
I recently used it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you like you
Nothing else
don't have
seems
to
like
touch
clear
it.
here, right?
What's that?
It's not a big enough room that I would
No.
miss someone there.
No, there's absolutely no one there, but you do get the impression that it was either very recently abandoned or somebody has just left and maybe.
Okay.
But there's no locks. It's just an opening into the building.
Yeah.
No door per se or anything like that.
Well, hopefully we'll be done and out of this area pretty quick.
Okay, fair enough.
And I rolled a 14 to hide, so
A 14. Okay. All right. Not too bad. All right.
How come they have hide in shadows, but mine is listed as hide?
As a halfling,
Because it's a thief versus a halfling trait.
which is yeah. So there's
Yeah,
I don't know.
weird.
I think halflings can actually. I'd have to look it up, but I think there is an actual difference. Because I think in old school D&D they took the halfling, the race was taken directly from Tolkien, and halflings were always described as, like, especially in natural surroundings, like in in woods and field, that sort of thing. They're able to just kind of blend in and not be seen, as opposed to a thief that's more like an urban. You know what I mean? So it's there's like a slight distinction, and maybe that's what they're trying to. But I'm just speculating. In any case, so you hear kind of the murmuring, and none of the passerby, and there's not that many to begin with. People have been avoiding this area ever since the fight happened and the caretaker was killed. And so this group of beastmen, most of them cloaked and hooded, round the corner up here. And I'm not going to put out minis just yet, or tokens just yet, but and they're kind of looking around, scanning the area. You see first 3 or 4. Eventually, it looks like there's as many as a dozen. Kittik, you don't believe any of them have spotted you, and they don't really appear to be searching very carefully in any case. So they stop at this intersection, and one of them kind of mutters something, and they split off into 2 groups. A group coming this way and a group heading down this way, so roughly 6 in a group. And when they so I don't know what you want to do at this point, but they're not like they don't look like they're trying to enter any of the buildings or anything like that, at least not yet.
Actually, to change your mind, instead of hiding, I'm actually going to head towards them.
Oh, okay.
I don't have weapons out or anything, so I'm kind of just looking like a citizen.
Sure. Okay, well, yeah, as soon as you make yourself known, so do you just kind of step out of concealment, or you didn't hide at all?
I think I didn't hide at all. I'm gonna basically try to find out what's going on.
Okay,
so I'm not engaging or anything.
Okay, so you approach, and like I said, there's a group of 6. The others have already kind of headed off down this way, and the one in the lead kind of stops, seeing you, and says, "What's your purpose in this area?"
I'm just passing by. What are you guys doing?
We heard there was some trouble, and
Trouble.
yeah.
Oh my, yes, there was all kinds of things going on.
Yeah, some fighting.
Oh, fighting?
Maybe one of the caretakers attacked.
No, when did that happen?
Just recently. You sure you haven't seen anything?
No, I've just been farming moss over there, and I think I would have heard a big combat.
What part of the city are you from?
Oh, I live wherever I can. I'm so small and helpless that I mostly attempt to.
Give me a. Let's do a charisma stat. It's funny. I should know that, right? Give me a charisma roll.
Well, you are technically our expert. There is no. There is a personality.
Yeah, let's do a personality roll. So what you're looking for here is a D20 roll, and you're wanting to roll lower than your personality. So say if you have a 13 personality, you need to roll lower than a 13.
I rolled a 12.
Okay, and what's your personality?
10.
10?
It says right on the thing.
Yeah, so he doesn't look like, he kind of looks at you and narrows his eyes. And says, "Yeah, I'm not sure if I buy that," but he hasn't turned outwardly hostile. He's like, "I think you have seen something, and I understand you might be afraid to reveal, but trust that we have only your best interest at heart." And
I'm very afraid. I'm so helpless.
Perhaps you should come to the Temple of Yuz and present yourself, and you might learn a new path.
Oh, well, that might be interesting, but I hear my sister calling.
About how far am I from this?
You are right here, correct?
Yes.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And again, you're not hearing much of this. You can tell that there's a conversation happening, but you can't really hear, what's being said. They're not shouting at each other or anything like that.
So I kind of raise my voice a bit, and I'm like, so you're definitely here looking for those whoever had a combat. Is that it?
I'm here to retrieve.
I'm going to cast Word of Command on the person that he is chatting with.
So you can't actually see them, so you don't have line of sight from where you are.
Darn it.
Like he's kind of around the corner. But in any case, this individual says to you, "We're here to retrieve the bodies of our brethren."
I look around. I don't see any bodies.
No, not right here. That's why we're looking. We were told that this happened recently.
You're here looking for bodies, hey? I once
that's
again
what I
speak
just said.
abnormally loud.
So I don't have to see
He's
him. I don't have to see him to cast Word of Command.
Oh,
they
you
just
don't?
have to hear me.
Oh, okay. And what's the
I'm gonna just
distance?
say 30 feet.
Okay. So let's see. We got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So they're just out of range. Unless you want to, you can always move.
I will move just outside of the just onto the
I
opening.
think if you go here,
Yeah.
that'd be 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, 25. So he's right here, the person that he's talking to. I'm going to go ahead and put a token out there. So this is the
and
you said word of command.
Yep. And
Okay.
I'm gonna Word of Command trust.
Okay. Okay, word of command and booming voice. Oh wow, look at that. All right, so what will the result be here? Let's see.
It's a will save.
Okay.
So, what will you do with these combatants when you find them?
Who said anything about combatants? We're looking for bodies, but in the meantime, you've stepped out and cast your spell.
Yes.
So let me find the Beastman's stats here.
Not high.
No, they're not. They're definitely not. But okay, here we go. And you said well, right?
Yes.
Oh God. All right. I get an 18.
That's.
But aren't you supposed to be rolling below? Isn't that what you said?
Well, no, this is a saving throw.
Yeah. So
Okay.
versus my
This
20.
This isn't a skill
Yeah.
check. So
It's
yeah,
just-
18 versus your 20. So that's still a success then on your part. Let's see. What does it say exactly here?
It must obey the command for its next round. The command is interrupted by the creature's natural thought processes, issuing an attack command, whatever. A different response than a carnivore. The word of command cannot be longer in length than a single word, and it may be subject to. So I'm saying trust.
Trust. Okay.
So.
Huh. All
Trying
right.
to get them to trust Rat Boy there.
That is Ratman!
Yeah.
Ratling.
I believe that the trust in this case would apply to you, Wally. Not necessarily to. Maybe not. It's kind of nebulous, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very vague, but
Well, that's
It
the
is.
problem
It
with
is
one
very
word
vague.
command.
It's not
Yeah,
like
I have to-
because it's not like you're telling it to retreat or
Yeah.
grovel or whatever.
How about-
somebody
exactly.
does.
How about trusting? Would that be?
Figured trust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. So you say that, and You believe you succeeded, and we'll just go from there.
I mean, it makes
Okay.
sense. You wouldn't say attack and be attacked by the person.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I'm just trying to get trying to weigh things in the favor of the of Ratatouille there to do good for us.
I can see this is not
So what
going
is
to
this?
go well.
So what is this first portion here where you roll a d4?
Oh,
Did you do that
I didn't see the roll a d4 thing. Hang on.
at the top?
Um,
Yeah. Roll a d4. There's more to this.
manifestation. Oh, it's yeah. So
Do you see what see
Yeah.
what I'm getting at? Yeah.
yeah. Hang on a sec. I gotta pull my.
I love the way spells work in this system. It's never the same. Oh,
Two.
okay. The word echoes. So trust echoes from the surrounding buildings, and many times over. And I'm just going to do one roll, basically representing all of this whole group of cultists.
Yeah, because it'll affect everybody that's in the range to hear me.
So there's a momentary pause when that happens, and then Kittik, you're continuing to converse with this guy, and
Does that affect me
so go
too?
ahead.
Is it area effect, or can you choose who it affects?
Creatures hearing the word are bound to obey.
ooh, God, it
Direction of
doesn't really
citizens.
say, does it?
Must be spoken. Let's see. Word must be spoken in the direction of a single sentient target within range.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. So
So
basically,
it's a
just
targeted
yeah.
spell.
Yeah. It is
Just
yeah,
the leader then.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. In that case, so Kittik, you hear this, but it doesn't affect you in any way. So go ahead and you can continue with your conversation.
No, when I say combatants, obviously if there was a combat, there would be combatants. That is merely logic, my good sir.
Yes, there would be. I'm here to recover bodies, though.
Oh, and
Bodies? I thought you said it was... What do they call these things again? Inquisitors or whatever?
The zealots. Yeah. I mean, just they're
No,
the faction
creature,
is.
the creature that we fought.
Oh, the caretaker. Yeah.
So was more than one caretaker taken?
I've heard that a caretaker was slain, as were a number of my brethren.
Oh,
and
this
go
is sad.
yeah, go fast because you only got 2
Yes,
turns of trust from this guy.
So I think they went that way.
Okay, which way are you pointing?
Totally the opposite direction of where these people are.
So, like, just ping somewhere on the map. Back
Let's
that way?
say, like over there, yeah.
Over in that direction. Okay, he looks at you and kind of nods and says, "All right. Well, thank you for your assistance, and remember what I said. You are always welcome at the Temple of Yaz.
Of course, brother.
There's no reason to remain lost and alone or afraid. With us, you
I'm
will
so
find
lost
strength.
and afraid.
With us, you will find strength and companionship and a higher purpose."
Better hurry or they'll get away.
All right, yeah, he'll turn and kind of gesture for the rest of them to follow, and they head off in this direction. You know that the bodies, they were gonna, if they had continued going south, they would have stumbled onto the scene of the battle.
Right.
So anyway, yeah, he takes off in this direction, and there you go. So what is the plan at this point?
I think we need to get some of these people back to get some rest in dirty bandages.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree.
So
Because I know I can't heal Minotaur thing.
Yeah. I'm not doing too bad though. I'm only missing 2 HP.
yeah, that actually isn't bad.
More than I am.
So you're gonna head back to the little district that's controlled by the reformers to Glormug?
I think that's what we need to do.
I just wander wherever they're at, like I belong there.
Okay.
I don't,
And
even, I don't even ask.
know, like you know the area, and you can tell, they're going, like you can tell where they're going, back to the area of the city that you're actually most familiar with. And okay. So you make it back without incident, and things are much the same as when you left. And Glormug, when you approach, Glormug looks at you and sees that some of you have fresh wounds, and kind of motions you all to come inside, and nods at you, Kithic, and in familiarity, and basically says, "So what were you able to deduce?" And if I'm not mistaken, one of your number is missing.
He's lost in thought.
Oh,
It's a fairly useless building, but he's reading the walls.
Oh, he's discovered the library.
Yes, there's no
What
books.
do you know of the library?
I know it's a library, but I myself have not been able to enter.
Yes, it's a bunch of useless, archaic half spells written on walls. They didn't put anything in books. Whoever thought of writing on the walls? It's so uncivilized.
Well, it predates anything that we have knowledge of, that is for certain. But as for useless, I somewhat tend to doubt that.
So we're going to need someone brave enough to travel to the library every so often and drop off supplies. Our friend in there is, I believe he'll be stronger for the time he spends in there, but he's definitely going to need provisions.
That can be arranged, she says. In the meantime, feel free to rest, but my scouts, some of my people, and kind of nods in Kittick's direction, have noticed increased activity from the zealots of late. You've stirred something up in the city, and I don't know how long you'll be safe here.
And we may or may not have taken out one of those eyeball things.
A mighty deed, and you are. That just reaffirms my belief that you were sent here for a purpose, even if you do not believe it to be so.
It's pretty messed up stealing people's eyeballs, even if you do grow them back.
And
Yes,
just putting him in the pit,
messed up
too.
is an understatement.
Hey, does that mean I have eyeball regrowing powers?
Yeah, you're not. So it hasn't actually happened to you, but you're familiar with. This has been going on for years, and you've managed to avoid it just because of your nature of kind of managing to sneak away at the right time.
Your
that sort of
rattliness.
thing. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
hey,
It's kept you alive. You're a
we're
survivor.
certainly racist, sir.
But you've known, like, you've definitely, almost everybody you know has either experienced this and yeah, the eyes do regrow. And
We could test it, see if it's working on you. Like to pop an eye out and see if it comes back in a week.
So I remember, if I remember correctly, there we didn't have too many points of interest available to us, right? Library was kind of the big one.
Library, the temple that I peed on.
Oh, so that was a shrine. And,
Shrine, yeah.
Trying to
Yeah.
Justicia.
Yeah.
Justicia, which is a deity from the surface world,
Yep.
right? And as far as the temple, there is a temple, which is very prominent, even from all can be seen from most of the city.
We haven't been there yet, have we?
Is right.
You have not. And in addition to that, there is, let's see, there's what they refer to as the Great Fungal Mound, and it's where the caretakers basically seem to come from. So there's that, there's the temple, and of course the cultists mentioned the temple.
So, do we want to go to the temple, or do we want to torch a fungal mound?
Yeah, maybe that's their food source. I mean, it doesn't look like they eat the eyeballs; they just deposit it in a ball pit.
Well,
So-
what is your purpose? Are you here to adventure, or are you trying to just get out of here?
I want to get the F out of here.
Glormig says, your way out lies through the temple, if at
So,
all. As
I'm down for the temple then. I mean,
As Kit can attest, the tunnels surrounding the city have not been fully explored, and it quickly becomes an exercise of suicidal proportions to venture too far into the surrounding tunnels.
So, if the caretakers might be coming from or using the fungal pit, it might benefit us to deal with that first, because not only are we going to have to deal with cultists if we go to the temple, but we might also be dealing with caretakers at the same time.
yeah.
So I should point out too that the
Let's go torch the fungal mound and then make our way to the temple after we get some rest.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
And Kitzik, you know that the fungal mound can be reached by a tunnel that is often guarded by zealots, which, it's a separate tunnel which leads away from the city itself.
Let me know when you're ready, my new friends, and I will lead you forthwith.
In addition, Kittik, that beyond the fungal mound, there's a great torrential waterfall. The underground river continues its course, ending in a great waterfall, which crashes down into depths unknown. You've been to the edge of the falls yourself, but basically it just plunges into an abyss, and you're not, you've never gone beyond or tried to descend, to the bottom of the falls.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that lies somewhere beyond the fungal mound. So how long did you want to rest? For those of you that are wounded, and I need to pull up
It's 1 HP per rest, right?
per day of full rest, basically. Yeah.
A whole day?
Yeah. I need to find that section again. Question journeys. I don't remember exactly where it is. So. Healing. So wounds heal with rest. This is on page 94 of the main rulebook of the core. A healed character can never exceed natural hit points. A character who actively adventures and gets a good night's rest, so an 8 hour, say 8 hours, will regain 1 hit point. So critical hits, and I don't think any of you have been affected by that, heal in a different way.
So 1 good night rest for me would be good.
Yeah, ability scores also regenerate in the same manner. So if you've lost, other than luck, so if you've lost like strength or intelligence or anything like that, it's basically 1 point per night of rest. And 2 points, you get 2 points if you get bed rest, which means in a comfortable kind of bed, like maybe say in an inn or a house or that sort of thing. So I guess the argument could be made that you could get 2 hit points back resting here.
If that's the case, I'll take that.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll reset my God's acceptance of me.
Is that right?
Yeah. After rest, your any failed spells, but basically after a full rest, it resets back to 0.
Right.
Mine's at 4 right now, so a 0 would be nice.
Yeah, so the only way to regain luck is great acts of courage and appealing to the gods, basically. So.
Yeah, let's rest up, and then
all right.
let's set a fire to Moss Pit.
Okay. And Kitzik, you hear them kind of talking about this, and you're kind of thinking to yourself, I don't think they realize what they're up against as far as this burning, setting a fire, because this fungal mound is massive. It takes up basically an entire cavern, and you're not sure that that what they have in mind would work. But of course, you're free to investigate. So, Kittik, you've never actually been all the way to the mound, but you've heard stories, because it's not a place that you necessarily want to be.
Right.
if you're a citizen of this of Ketat, right?
Yeah, but I
So-
would have thought they would have done so well against the
The caretaker?
eye
No,
thing, So
no,
so,
you've never.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. To your knowledge, you've never heard of one being slain.
Right.
Right.
So they may have what it
Yeah.
takes.
Could be. All
Worst
right.
case scenario, I can always find a rock to hide behind.
That's true. So
You
you're able
Jody
to
Rat.
get a full 8 hours rest and regain 2 hit points if you need them.
Or if you're
And the next
able
morning,
to regen.
right? Kitik can lead you in the direction of the tunnel
Okay.
that goes to the
Follow
fungal
me.
mound. Right.
Come with me,
Okay.
and you'll see.
Oh,
Yeah.
world of imagination.
All right. So, Kitik, you've heard that at least the zealots use the mound as a food source as well. It's reputed to have healing properties and maybe some slight narcotic properties.
Did they eat the eyeballs?
You're not sure. Like,
well, then
you just
how
know
is this
that.
a food source?
Yeah, it's not exactly clear to you. So they eat the fungus itself, you believe, and it's mainly confined to those who are members of the zealots, and you know that it has addictive properties, which is why many of them are so compliant.
Right.
So you would have learned this just from living in the city all your life. So.
I mean, I'll pass that information to him.
Yeah. And you've never been comfortable with the idea. Let's just say that.
Of trying the fungus.
Mm-hmm. But you think, like, when you think about it, you think you've heard anyway that there may be some connection to the restorative properties, like how people are able to basically grow their eyes back, may be connected to this fungus in some way.
Hmm.
So.
That's worth investigation then.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, without further ado, you actually managed to make it to the mouth of this tunnel, which leads away from the city. I wish I could put up a map here. See if I can really quick. Just to kind of show you. Bear with me for a second here. All right, I'm just going to stick this in Discord, hopefully. Okay, are you able to see that little map in Discord? And I'm sorry for people watching on Twitch that you're not able to see this, but it's just basically kind of an overview of the city. So if you see the area that's keyed 1-8, that is the fungal mound. 1-9 is the waterfall area.
And we're in 1-6.
Roughly, yeah. 1-6 is actually the shrine.
Oh, okay.
1-5 is the Eldritch Library. 1-4 is a giant amphitheater that you haven't
Yeah, we haven't done that.
explored yet.
Okay.
1-5 is the library. 1-6 is the shrine to Justitia, and you were currently in the area. Kind of the temple to Yuz is to the south of 1-6, so you're probably more up in that area in between 1-6 and 1-5. That's where Glormug is. Glormug's residence is. So you're heading towards the area keyed 1-8.
So how far do we get before there's any sight of cultists?
And so that's the thing. It's oddly abandoned, and you pass very few people. Like just a handful of people going about their business. But you don't see any of the cultists. And of course, you wouldn't necessarily know if they're cultists, right?
Yeah.
Yes, a lot of them wear, robes and hoods, but for ceremonial purposes, that sort of thing. But more than half of the city are devotees of this cult.
Well, but if you're standing guard, like,
Oh, right. Yeah, as far as guards, there are no signs. So you come to the mouth of this tunnel, and there are no signs of any guards of any sort, and in fact, no signs of anyone as you approach the tunnel.
Now, is that the first part of the tunnel before the split?
Correct. Like before it actually widens out into that cavern.
Okay.
So the area, Kittik will be able to tell you when the tunnel splits. If you go, in the other direction, you'll eventually get to the waterfall.
Okay.
And in fact, when you get to that area, you can hear kind of the roaring of water in the distance.
Be careful. We are approaching the fork in the cavern.
Right. So this is well traveled. Like, this isn't a dungeon per se. It's a well traveled path. Countless footsteps, back and forth, that sort of thing, and it's illuminated by the same phosphorescent fungus that is found, throughout the city.
Is it noticeable? Is it noticeable that the direction to the waterfall is way less traveled, or less traveled?
It's hard to tell, like, unless you had, like, the floor, it's stone, that sort of thing, so it's kind of hard to tell. But Kittik can tell you that there's not really any reason to go in that direction. That you know of, anyway. So.
I'll take you where you want to go, but I don't think there's anything in that direction, really.
Yeah, other than the falls, but again, you haven't, you weren't able to explore, you weren't actually able to, descend to or anything of that nature. So
right.
So yeah, you can continue to follow the tunnel towards the fungal mound, and as you get closer, a smell kind of permeates the air, just like a rich, kind of loamy, kind of mushroomy kind of smell. It's not an unpleasant smell, and in the back of your minds, it kind of feels inviting, almost. If that makes sense. Okay. Not compelling, but inviting. All right. It eventually widens out into a cave large enough to fit a house. However, it seems cozy in comparison to the cavern housing the city of Ketat. It is filled with a large fungal growth, a great mount of grayish mauve mold with golden-tipped rhizomes. Dozens of beastmen sprawl upon the fungal mound, some sleeping, some consuming parts of it. They seem to be completely oblivious to your presence. It's almost like you've walked into an opium den, right? These creatures are obviously high as a kite, but there are beastmen, like I said, sprawled all over this mound. And some of them, kind of lying in a supine position, eating the fungus, just kind of digging it out directly from the mound, like scooping it out.
I'm going to stab one.
Wait a minute, what?
Beastman or the fungus?
Beastman. I want to see how high they are.
Okay, so you just walk up to the closest one, and all right.
Do I know are these zealots or are these just random beastmen?
We don't know.
Well, none of them are dressed like in the robes.
Yeah, but I might know some of them. That's what I'm asking.
I mean, just like in the leg.
Yeah,
nothing,
you recognize. So there's probably, I don't know, 200-300 beastmen total.
Holy moly, that's a lot.
So in the city, so you recognize, like, there's.
So it's the typical small town thing. Everybody knows everybody.
Right.
Mostly.
You don't necessarily know them intimately, but yeah, you recognize they're familiar to you. Some of them, yes.
Yeah, they're gonna look over and they're like, "Oh, it's the rat dude. It's always squirming around."
They're not. These guys are so out of it. They're not even registering that you've come in. rat dude or not. Like you could a marching band could come in here and they wouldn't register.
Sure, if I like the new nickname Rat Dude.
Rat. I like the nickname Ratatouille. That's
Ratatouille I can deal with. Rat Dude seems mildly disrespectful.
Whatever, rat dude.
No view of caretakers in this area?
No. Oh, interesting. Okay. You do notice that. So, are you still planning to stab one? Sorry. Let's get back to that.
Yeah, let's finish that up.
I don't know if you were serious or not.
Yeah, just in the
Oh,
leg.
okay. All right.
I rolled
All
a
right,
13. Do 1 damage.
So you're basically just gonna. You're not trying to kill him, right?
No. I just want to see the reaction. Like,
All
I want
right,
to see.
so-
Are they so engrossed in this that do we just walk past them? Because if I can stab one and they don't like jump up at us, then they're never going to do anything.
So I need you to, as you approach, get closer.
Yeah,
to
you're
the
right.
mound
Like
itself.
walking up and pushing one, that would have been
That's not the
been
same.
worthless comparison.
Yeah, yes, it would have been.
to actually drawing blood. All right. So yeah, you walk up. I need you to make me a will save as you get closer to this. As you get, within stabbing range of this individual. Yes. And this is a save, not an ability check. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're gonna be laying with him.
So you walk up and with the fully intending to stab this individual, but you're like, you notice that he's like scooping out this fungus and just taking large bites of it. And he slowly turns his head towards you. His we'll say he has the head. He looks like BoJack Horseman, right? Bloodshot eyes, everything like that. So he turns around and looks at you, and he reaches out and offers you a sampling of this fungus, and you're just like, yeah, this is all I want, all I ever really wanted. So you take it from him, and
is there any way that before he eats it,
Yes.
one of us can pull him away?
I tell you what.
Sure,
Let's
yeah.
see how affected he is. I go and stab him.
He hasn't eaten it yet.
At this
so
point,
right now he's basically this guy. This
Wally's going to use word of command on Horowitz.
okay.
To
stop.
To
All right.
come.
Okay.
Oh my God, this could go totally wrong.
All right.
Oh.
22. That is incredible. Make a saving throw. So basically, you have to. Geez, that's. Yeah. Okay. So you are compelled to. It's a very strong compulsion. Shut up.
So totally compelled to be like, nope, those mushrooms aren't that cool. Gotta go.
Yeah, you managed to at the last minute before he feeds you the mushrooms, basically the fungus. You're able to just kind of back off because you feel a stronger compulsion to head in Wally's direction. And so that's what you do.
He has two thoughts, both not his own.
Yeah.
Right. And as you leave the kind of immediate radius of this fungus, the compulsion becomes less and less to actually want to consume it.
But I still very compelled to come to Wally. Like, oh,
yeah,
hey Wally, how you doing?
And you do.
What's going on there, Wally? Where are we going?
And
I've come here. Now what?
You've kind of forgotten why you originally You've forgotten about the. Oh, I wanted to stab this guy.
Back to the task at hand.
Yeah, but everybody, all the beastmen in here seem to be in just this state of bliss. You do notice as you kind of observe that it appears that some of them are like their eyes are in the process of regrowing.
If
like
we
some of them have had their eyes plucked out.
If we make rudimentary face coverings, would that be okay?
Sure, you could try that. Like a face mask kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think if that's the case, is there like rope that we could tie to tie to him so we could pull him away when things
That would-
go bad.
We don't have to use another spell.
Yeah, exactly.
Get over here.
Yeah.
When
So what
things
is?
go bad.
I guess I'm wondering what is it? What is your intent at this point?
Protection, pretty much. Like,
Okay.
will it filter out the air effect?
Yeah, assuming
Yeah, I
that
mean,
it's
you could
spores.
tear off a piece of cloth and kind of cover your face with it if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wally's like, look, I'm not going over there. I have the ability to maybe bring someone back. He's not going back. Looking at it like, Horowitz going,
Or like, I don't know what you guys are worried about. This is like the best thing ever, and I
Like-
want a part of it. I would love to sample of some of the some
You're
of
like,
these.
I want to eat those mushrooms, but I got to come over here.
Yeah, basically. How long does that last? By the way, it's 2
Oh,
rounds. you said?
well, hang on. I got to roll a d6 plus my level. Blah, 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 where'd it go? Five rounds.
5 turns or whatever. Okay, and what about fun of it? What's the D4?
Oh,
Yeah, you
yeah.
didn't roll the d4.
Yeah, because it could appear to
Echoey.
the same result. Yeah, the echoes again.
Come.
That's coming.
There's an entire
And
mound
the
of
funny thing
beastmen
is,
going,
like-
oh, yeah!
This reverberates throughout the entire cavern, but none of the rest of the beasts, like, they don't even react to it.
Yeah.
Like, they're
'Cause they,
just so
they were
high.
not the target.
No, and they're also just they're tripping balls at this point.
Does anybody have ranged weapons that we can, maybe shoot one in the foot?
You're determined to do harm to these poor.
Well, not
No.
much. Like,
Yeah, I got you.
Can I use so thief has like a handle poison thing? Can I take some of this fungus without being affected by it and try
So
to?
So you're covering your face, I'm imagining, with a piece of cloth or something like that, and you just want to take a sample. Is that?
I want to take a sample of it, yeah, so that we
Yeah,
kind
you
of
can do
know. Yeah, so we can either use it or
Yep.
find an antidote for it or something.
It's kind of a spongy, like you're able to like cut into it, and it's got a spongy, almost like a soft wood, almost. So like cutting into like maybe balsam wood, that sort of thing. So you can cut out a chunk of it if you would like.
Okay.
wrap it
Yeah,
up.
I'll
And
cut
you
out
wrap
a chunk of it.
You wrap it up in a cloth, or you put it in a vial, or something like that.
Don't think I have any vials, so let me look. at
Yeah,
my
you
inventory.
can wrap a little bit of it in some cloth.
Yeah, I think I'll probably just have to kind of wrap it up and put it with my equipment.
Yeah, and you notice like the beastmen that are laying on this, they're in a state of total bliss. Like none of them look like they're in distress, in pain, anything of that nature. It's just like a state of euphoria, right?
Do I get a sense from cutting it that if this is flammable or not?
So the texture, like it's got an almost wood-like texture, but you do notice that it's at the same time it's very moist. Like it's squelch, like you can hear like a squelching noise, like as you cut into it. So it's like like that. So you would think that it would be probably difficult to burn.
It's like old, wet, rotting wood.
Sort of something like that. Yeah. I mean, it's literally fungus. Like.
But how many beastmen are in here?
You said like 200.
Dozens.
No. There's like 200 in the whole town.
No, 200. That's probably an understatement. I apologize, but yeah, there are dozens of beastmen.
Yeah.
So let's just say 60 or 70. There's a good number of them.
So I was thinking maybe finding a way to collapse the area, but I don't want to leave that many beastmen trapped in here, for even if they're in total bliss.
Sure. Yeah. And again, like, but you know that, or you think that this is probably connected to the cult in some way. You know?
Yeah.
And they may be using this possibly to control or make people compliant.
Yeah, but the zealots didn't seem all stoned out, did they?
No, they did not.
But they're also not the ones that are losing their eyeballs, probably.
However, you did notice that the leader, the one that you talked to, seemed to exercise absolute command over those that were following him. So you don't know if there's any significance to that, possibly, or. So maybe, yeah, who knows? You're just not sure. And Kittik,
Right.
you just know that, like, throughout your life, you've known to avoid this, because the people that lose themselves to this basically become the equivalent of like a opium addict, right?
Right.
So it's something that you've managed to stay away from, and like-minded people, like the Reformers faction, basically, think it's a thing of evil, and as far as something dominates you lose your control, your self-control.
Right.
So should we check the waterfall? Maybe we can link a water source to this part of the cave to the other branch where the waterfall is.
If only we had a magic user that wasn't engrossed in reading walls.
So, like, yeah, it would be easy enough, Kittik, to lead them to the waterfall if you wanted to.
Is that 3-3?
Yeah, try that.
Sorry?
Is the waterfall 3-3 on the map?
No, the waterfall is 1-9.
Oh, okay. So we're not far from that.
So 3-3 is like, it's kind of a weird map. So 3-3 is actually an underground lake.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the area that
Basically the darkness that we can't see.
Yeah, the area that you came in. Let's see, how much of that map did I actually give you? Let's see. You can't quite see it on there. You see down at the bottom left-hand corner of the map, there's like a little tunnel.
That's how we came in.
Yeah, that's the area where you came in. And the river basically, you wouldn't necessarily know this, but it flows into that large underground lake, and then there's this cascading waterfall. So that's how that all kind of connects together.
Okay.
But in any case, it's not the best map in the world, but it is what it is.
It's not the worst map either.
No, it's not the worst. I've definitely seen worse. So yeah, it's up to you. What would you like to do at this point?
Well, I'm happy to take
okay
it
with
wherever.
checking
So.
it. I mean, if this cave is getting moisture from something.
Yeah, it's just so presumably could be from underneath. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, but
something
the only
is
water source
nourishing.
that we can reach is 1-9.
Mhm.
So I'd be okay
So
with checking that just for a little bit.
Okay, is that the consensus then? Because
I'm cool with that.
Okay, and again, so this time as you head back towards the intersection, you do notice you do pass a group of beastmen. Let's say 5 or 6 women, children, and men. It's a mixed group, possibly even a family, heading in the direction of the cavern of the fungal mound.
Do they have their eyes? They're missing them.
And so you notice that as you get closer, you notice that one of the children has got a cloth covering his eye sockets, and the cloth is like there's clotted blood around the edges, and it's obvious that, and he's being held up and supported by perhaps his parents as they lead him as they head towards the fungal mound. And they just kind of like, as you guys approach from the opposite direction, they just kind of, try to get past you. They don't look like they really want to engage or anything like that. Like one of them might nod at you. But yeah, it's clear that
I'm not going to stop them. The situation with growing their eyes back is so complicated that I'm not gonna step aside for now until we get a better view of our situation. Yeah,
you do notice, as they pass, you can hear the child like like weeping softly, and obviously in pain. But the parents comforting. I was like, there, you'll soon feel better. It'll soon pass, And as they lead him away towards the fungal mound. So, all right, so that happens.
Sad situation.
Yeah, it's not the best. It's not the best. So you're able to, without further incident, make your way up the tunnel towards the falls, and you can hear, the roaring of the waterfall gets louder and louder the further in that you get, and you can actually feel like a mist in the air as the basically condensation and the spray from the falls. And so it's actually quite damp, and the floor becomes slick, not dangerously so, but eventually the cavern opens into a great drop with a torrential fall coming from somewhere lost in the darkness overhead, crashing down to be lost in the darkness below. A narrow ledge winds around the edge of the abyss behind the waterfall and into another passage beyond. And Kitik, you could swear you've never noticed this before. Like, your investigation of the area was somewhat cursory. But it looks like beyond the waterfall, if you were to follow this narrow ledge, there's a passage beyond.
Is it a precarious narrow ledge, or?
It looks pretty precarious, yeah. Precarious, but not impossible to traverse. Like, with some difficulty, you might be able to do it.
Like, if we fail it, we're going in the water.
And it looks like, yeah, if you look up, you can't even see the ceiling. Like, it's so far overhead, and if you look down, it's basically an abyss, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Kitik, you've heard that sometimes the cult performs funerary rites here, like ceremonies for the dead, but you don't see any evidence of that right now.
Okay. So, looking at it, does it look like maybe there might be like a burial cave behind it or something?
So you've heard that the waterfall is the burial device. So basically they perform some sort of ceremony and then cast the bodies into the abyss below.
So they may actually be, maybe that they're feeding something.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Could be, though.
I mean, is it really worth risking to check on the other side of this waterfall? I mean, if we want to escape, it might be a way, but
I'm pretty agile. I'm willing to give it a shot. If you guys just want to wait here, and I'll just scout it out.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I mean, you could do that if you wanted to. So, give me a rundown of the thief skills here. Let me see. I think there's one that would fit in this situation.
Probably not. Secret doors, stealth, halfling, sneak, and halfling hide. That's pretty much it.
So you don't get. I was thinking of like the thief.
There's no climb walls or anything.
Climb wall skill. Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah,
I do have a 15 agility, so.
Yeah, the halfling stealth is a combination between the hide in shadows and sneak silently for the thief. It just, instead of having bonuses in each of those, the halfling gets both of them mashed into one ability.
Got it. I'm just going to look at the thief for a second here and see.
Yeah, thief does have climb sheer surfaces.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. But the halfling does not, right?
No.
So I'll tell you what, just by virtue of you being
a rat,
and pretty agile and dexterous, why don't you give me? And you said you're a 15, correct?
My agility is 15, yeah.
Yeah. So give me a d20 roll and subtract 2 to so with a -2. So it's in effect you're getting a bonus. I don't know if that made sense. Because you're trying to roll under a 15. Yeah, okay. So you managed to make your way along the ledge, and it is quite slippery, but you're you're able to do it without too much issue, and you kind of skirt your way around the falls, and
Okay.
you know, you're getting hit by the spray, right? If you've ever been close to a waterfall, you know you can't get within 50 feet of it without getting soaked.
Oh yeah, I'm not worried about that. I'm a mariner by class, so
Okay,
I'm
gotcha. So
basically a water rat.
you're literally a wet rat at this point, and
Yeah.
Thought something smelled weird.
roll me a d5.
I do actually have 30 feet of infravision too, if that helps.
It could roll me a d5. Okay. Let's see. Hold on 1 second here. Advanced dice roller, where you be? There we go. What is it? It's R. How is it to do it manually? I forget. R.
/R. Here, I'll show you. Like that.
Okay. So,
Without
yeah,
without the quotes.
without the quote, yeah. /R1A3. Okay. Okay, that's what I was looking for. It's not actually on the advanced roller. Okay. You hear like a. I guess you wouldn't necessarily hear it, but with your infravision, you're able to see what look like two large insectoid creatures flying up from the abyss below towards you rapidly. So you got 30 feet of infravision, is that right?
Yep.
So yeah, you're able to see them, because you're carefully kind of skirting your way around and looking down, looking all around, and you see these things flying up from below. Let me find you some artwork here. These are kind of weird looking critters. Oh, there's even two of them in the picture. How convenient. Okay. All right, hold on 1 second. Why is it being... Okay, let's see if this works. And I'll put this in the... Sorry to people watching on Twitch that you can't see this, but this is what the creatures look like.
I'm sharing the stuff, so they can see.
Okay, great.
Just not
Great,
giant images.
Yeah, so these two insectoid creatures that look like almost like a cross between a dragonfly and some sort of a crustacean, right? Are flying rapidly in your direction, and I guess I need everybody to roll initiative. And so let's do a refresher on the way that initiative works in Dungeon Crawl Classics. So, hold on, it's been a little while. Let's go to combat, and I am looking at the core rules. Okay, so we check for surprise. There was no surprise. And then we resolve initiative. And the way that initiative works is that... Okay, if it would just tell me here.
If you do your little initiative thing, then we can start.
Okay, an initiative check is conducted by rolling a d20 and added the appropriate modifier, which is going to be your agility modifier. All right. Anybody that is wielding a two-handed weapon will roll a d16 instead of a d20. So we
What
will
if I'm wielding two weapons?
Nope.
You'll just go. It's just a d20.
Yep.
Okay.
Two-handed is slower.
Well, yeah, but I have halflings have a innate two weapons.
Yeah, no, you're
So
good. You're good.
Make sure you click on your token before you roll your initiative.
I did.
Okay.
All right, and
But
I
somebody
don't
still hasn't
actually
put out
have
the
a
initiative
token on the
tracker.
board. No, I have not, because I didn't actually expect this to happen. But bear with me 1 second here.
Do you only have one map, Steve? Would you like more?
I can move you guys. I was just gonna move you onto a generic map, so I think I'll do that right now, actually.
Okay. Because I have like several hundred megabytes of battle maps. If you ever need.
Yeah, if
something
you've
like
got at this point it doesn't really matter, but like a cavern or a cave kind of map. We can,
How about
but for now,
between now and next game, I'll send you a bunch of cave maps.
Send me some generic kind of dungeon room maps,
Sure, I can do that.
if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'll take care of it.
Okay.
I mean, it does me good too, because you know. I'm gonna get the-
Yeah. So the thing is most of these, like this PDF, didn't actually come with maps that I could use, which kind of sucks because this is a brand new adventure, and I just don't think they've made them available yet. Okay, so I've moved everybody over. You see, I've just put you on a kind of a generic.
It's black.
Okay, do you guys have vision? This is important. Is everybody able to see?
No.
It's in the upper left corner.
Just in the upper left corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically
Oh, is
where
that
I'm
it?
looking
Okay,
at.
wait a minute. Let's see. Let's do this then. All right, roll 20, explore the darkness, reveal. Okay, let's see if I can just reveal the whole map. How about now? You better?
Nope.
All right, let's
Same
do
thing.
this. What if I place a bunch of torches?
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
yeah, we can see where the torches.
All right. Is that giving you light?
Yeah.
Okay. Not how I wanted to do it exactly, but
And
It works.
weirdly, my second player map can't see anything.
oh no. So you mean on Twitch?
Yeah, because I've got my map up for me moving my tokens, and I've got the map up for everybody else to see. But until we figure that out, I will just move my map over, and everybody can see.
Okay.
So
Yeah. It's
we're-
a setting in Roll20 and that
Yeah.
I haven't quite figured out yet.
yeah, we're always learning.
Yeah, we're always forgetting things that we've previously learned. One of the two, anyway. All right, hold on one
I
second.
get so many things sent to the library through Roll20 now.
Yeah.
So every time I open it, it's like, hey, you have 60 messages in your account. And it's like 60 PDFs.
All right. Okay, this will work. I'm just trying to find an appropriate token here. Okay. Oops. Oh, for Christ's sake. Okay. All right, there we go. So we're going to say that you see those creatures there. I don't want any more torches. Okay. We're going to say that you're over here. Everybody else is... Alright, this isn't going to be like 100% accurate, so we're kind of theater of the mind. So you're over here on a ledge, basically. There's these two insectoid creatures flying up at you. And from now we can go ahead and roll initiative. So let me pull up the initiative tracker before we do. Alright, I'm ready now.
Okay, so re-roll initiative.
Yeah, or you can roll and then put in whatever your score was earlier.
That's a 1 point difference.
Well, what
so
the
it's fine.
what the F just happened? I think we need to clear it. All right, because it came up with everything that was on there from before, and I don't know why. Okay, so let's try that again. Yes, better, much better.
It's even worse.
Roll 20. So, but hey, right though, you can change it. Like you can go in there and manually change it to whatever
I
it was.
had a 6 last time. It's fine.
Okay. So I'm just saying because that was kind of
just
my
don't know
fault.
how accidentally put a line on the map. Let's see. There we go.
Right. So like mine, because mine are custom tokens, I have to manually add it anyway. So. Oh, for crying out loud. Okay, there we go. All right, is everybody on there?
All both mine are on there.
Okay, and I'll go ahead and sort it in descending order. So Horowitz. So basically, where's Horowitz? Right here. You see basically it looks like Kittic as he's kind of skirting his way around. You see him tense up, and you're not sure exactly what's happening just yet because you can't see down into the abyss where he's looking, but you can tell something's happening. Like he's got his weapons out now, I'm assuming. So.
Do I want to hold action or do I want to? Well, I am a thief. I could scurry down a sheer wall and go assist him. He looks like he's freaking out.
It's demons!
Yeah, these things are about. They're probably about halfling size, so they're about your size, Kitty.
Oh yeah, climb sheer surfaces. I have a 1 bonus in it.
Okay, that's cool. So Horowitz, what are you doing exactly?
I'm gonna climb sheer surfaces and go assist my buddy.
Oh, okay, okay.
Ratty McRatface.
Yep. So you're able to make your way over. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 feet. Yep. So the ledge. Geez, I should probably draw some lines in here. I don't want to take too much time doing this, but I need some way of indicating. Let's just say this area up here where I just pinged
Yes.
these 2 squares, that's the ledge. Okay. All right. So you've got about that much room to maneuver around. Okay. All right. And you can make your way over there, and you can now see these creatures rapidly ascending from, on their diaphanous wings. Okay, Kittic.
Can I swing at one?
No, they're not close enough yet. If you had a missile weapon, you could take
Yep,
a
definitely
shot.
don't have missile weapons. I could throw a dagger.
You could.
I
Yep.
just
Yeah, but then
realized-
you're gonna lose it down the abyss, though.
You're 100% going to lose the dagger, yeah, unless it sticks in one of them and it manages to...
I look around looking for municipal water area, looking for like a smooth throwing rock, and I hug it out.
Okay, so you could make basically a... Yeah, I'll say you're able to grab a rock, make like an improvised weapon attack. It's going to only do... If you hit one, it'll only do, let's say, a D2 damage.
I looked it up online. Most people do a D3, so that's what it's set up with. But you can reduce it if you want.
Yeah, I'm just going to say there's not like any huge rocks here or anything, so...
Okay, well, 3 points then.
All right. So you hit one? Oh, okay.
Well,
I
hit AC 20.
Yes, you did. Yeah, they do not have an AC 20. All right, yeah, you wound one of them. We'll say that's this one. Let me go ahead and mark him. Okay, the one with a little skull marker has been wounded. All right.
Just a quick thing. Character that's below me, the girl, she doesn't have a spot in the turn order.
No, she doesn't. She's just kind of like watching.
Okay.
Now, I'll go ahead and, if need be, I'll have Robin. So what class is Sydney? Do anyone remember?
I do not remember.
I think she's a fighter, but do I have access to her sheet? That's probably a good thing to... I should, shouldn't I?
You should, yeah.
I do. Yeah, I do. Okay, hold on. She is... Excuse me. She's
You've been excused.
human... Where's the class on here? Probably under class. Okay, yeah, she's a warrior. And she has... Oh, she's wearing chainmail, got a shield. She's actually pretty well... Yeah, I'll have her... I'll add her to the order and have her participate. Because she could help you out. What's her dex? Her ace, her agility is 11, so she's not going to get any bonuses. Is there a place to roll initiative on these character sheets?
Yes.
Yes.
Where is it?
So under core stats, combat basics.
Combat basics.
It's in the upper right corner of the sheet.
Yeah.
Upper right. Okay. Oh, I see it. Okay. Oh, they even have a. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She's gonna go right after Kittic. We'll say that.
So, something I do for a lot of my games, Steve, is I will put the stats for the monsters into a character sheet.
Yeah.
And
Like
then
I
that
said,
way Yeah. No, I'm just trying
it's
to.
on me. No, you're right. It's on me in this case because I was expecting something totally different to happen, which is something a DM should never do, because the party will always do something.
Did somebody word of command your pack away?
What's that?
Did somebody word of command your pack away?
Something like that, yeah.
Twitch.
So is it gonna let me? It's gonna let me roll an attack from here as well, or?
Yeah. So if you go on the sheet, you click under weapons.
Yep.
And then pick the weapon and click the attack.
All right. I want her to. Ooh, I don't know if she'd do that though.
We'll see. Good.
She's got 2 spears. Does she wanna lose a spear?
Well, they were pretty easy to acquire, weren't they?
Fairly so.
They were practically giving them out.
Well, but that was the cruddy spears.
Right.
That was not the spears we brought with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's gonna hold off actually, and I'll have her kind of hold off.
Yeah.
For now. Okay.
But
Mordecai.
It does give her range to stab things as they get closer.
The problem is she doesn't have near the agility that you guys do. She's wearing
How
heavy
big is
armor.
this abyssy hole?
How big around?
But yeah, big.
It's huge. Yeah, it's like you're standing on a narrow ledge, and it's just this wide open yawning space there. So we're gonna say
I'm gonna move up. I'm gonna move up kind of next to.
This will be the edge of it here.
I'm gonna move up kind of to the edge as well.
We put the circle there. Yeah, bigger than that. Am I gonna be able to put tokens on top of that?
Yes, you should be able to move
Click
the
it
token.
and send it to back.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
What fuck just happened?
Oh my gosh.
I did not want that. Okay, yeah. There we go. Oh, you just put it on a different layer, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Okay. In any case, so you're gonna move over into that area, Mordecai.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I can. I don't have a ranged weapon, so I don't think I can attack either. But I want to kind of get right close.
So you get over to the edge. You get over to the edge then, and we'll say that basically past this torch here is where the abyss starts, I guess, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And if you wanted to continue on around to the other side, you'd go along this direction here. But in any case, so Mordecai, you're kind of waiting, or what are you?
Are they aware of all of us, or have they just seen?
It's hard to tell. Like, they're definitely aware. Yeah, at least of Kittic, right? You can't necessarily tell.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to kind of hide. Let's see here.
Oh yeah, you're a thief as well. I forgot. Okay.
14. So yeah, I want to kind of get close, and then I don't know if there's any rocks or pillars or anything close to this ledge, but I want to try to not be just right visible, as they're coming up out of the cavern.
Yeah, understood. All right. All right. So the one that you wounded, Kittic, is going to fly up, and you notice at this point that it's got a. It's got this pair of pinchers as well as what looks like a stinger of sorts.
Hey, stingers are not cool.
No. I'm trying to see, though. It doesn't really tell me. I guess this is all one action. So basically it makes one attack using its pinchers and stinger or bite concurrently, if that makes sense. So it counts as just one attack, right? And let's see. So here it comes.
Walking down the street. Get the
And I get it
funniest
too.
looks from
So yeah.
everyone we meet.
And so the other one will do the same.
Now I want to go listen to the monkeys.
Wow, I get a 1. So I get a critical fumble. We'll see how crit fumbles work with monsters now. So that would be critical hits by monsters, which is on page 385 for anyone who has,
If you're playing along at home,
yeah, who has the core rulebook. And wow, it's actually got it broken down to different types of monsters. Oh, my goodness. All right, hold on, bear with me. This is all new to me here.
let's see.
Okay, here we go. Fumbles on a natural 1, yada yada yada. It doesn't. It's interesting that it has crits.
I have
For
the table in
monsters.
front of me. It's really
What page is it on in the book? Because I'm looking at
I have a reference sheet, so
page 80 here. But this is fumbles with weapons, so I'm not seeing. Yeah, I don't see a fumble table for monsters. I guess we would just use this
it's
one.
not
And I'll
really
just,
a fumble table. The one I'm looking at isn't for monsters. This is just normal.
yeah, we'll just go ahead and use that one.
I would just say 80 and then modify if it says like drop weapon. Then obviously
Yeah.
you do that.
That's probably what I'll do. Okay. Okay, so no armor. They roll a d4. So it doesn't actually seem like they would be able to. Okay, I roll a 1. Yeah, so it just misses horribly. Basically, that's kind of anticlimactic, but there it is.
Your incompetent blow makes you the laughing stock of the party, but otherwise causes no damage.
That's exactly what it says. All right, Wally, you're up. So these things are now up above the ledge, hovering in the air. So you've got, clear line of sight on them now.
Ooh, what do I want to do?
One of them is slightly wounded.
I'm gonna cast Blessing. No, that's touch. Damn it. F it. I'm gonna go wild. I'm gonna try to metamorphosis. See what I can do.
I sent you a present on Discord, Steve.
Bam! 27.
Oh,
26 plus. Catrix
Oh.
power ripples through the believer. For 1d3 turns, the cleric gains an additional +2 modifier on 2 of the following abilities. Roll 1d5 twice, re-roll duplicates, personality, intelligence, stamina, agility. So, let me roll a d5.
God, spells in this game are just crazy.
1d5. I think that's right? Nope.
No, it's the slash before the R,
Yep.
Close.
and then a space.
Yeah. And again, so I get stamina and personality. I get +2 modifier to each of those for the next 3 turns. Yeah. Okay. So I am far more
right.
personable. And
All right. I'm sure that's going to make
You
a
can talk for a
difference.
lot longer.
Right.
Yes, I'm more personable, and I have more stamina. So temporarily, I have more hit points.
Sounds good. Okay. So that's it for your turn, Wally, or
And then I'll move closer because if they get close enough, I can bash them or something.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Okay, right, you're up.
So if I head towards these monsters, do I have to make a roll to cross the treacherous ledge?
Yeah, it doesn't look like. Actually, I'm going to say you could get to the edge over here without having to make the roll, so like where everybody else is. But if you wanted to continue on, you would have to. Yeah.
So I can make it to the monsters without rolling, or
Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You can make it basically your movement. So to about here or here without having to roll. And that would be your 30 feet of movement anyway, right?
Yep. Okay. I'm gonna just pop myself up out.
Okay.
Close to the wall as I
So
can.
these three here, basically everyone except Wright and Wally are actually on the edge of the abyss, if that makes sense.
Oh, I wanted
Right.
to be like right up on the. So
Yeah,
Horowitz.
you're on the
yeah.
edge, so you're overlooking. So the abyss is
Yeah.
right, starts here.
Oh, okay, yeah. So Horowitz is down on the lower level with Ratty McRat, and Wally's over top, ready to.
Yeah, Wally is away from the the precipice basically.
Yeah.
All right. So Horowitz, back to you.
Am I close enough to stab one?
Not from where you're standing right now. No. You
You
could move. You could move to here.
Okay, I will move to there and stab one then.
Okay. You can attack the wounded one. Yeah.
Well, whichever. It's whatever's in range. I will.
It'd be this one. Yeah.
Let's see. Do I want to?
They're getting remarkably unlucky with their rolls, aren't they? Which is good for you. Oh my goodness, we get a fumble.
Oh,
Alright,
I got a 3.
so what are you using?
Your
as a
weapon
and what
comes
are you-
loose. My mace.
Okay.
So your weapon comes loose in your hand. You quickly grab it, but your grip is disrupted. You take a -2 penalty on your next attack roll.
At least it didn't go into the abyss.
Yeah, I got more weapons.
That could have been. Yeah, that could have been a lot worse, right? All right, Kittik.
Wally's far
Okay.
better in combat.
Are they up to where I
Yeah,
can
it's
melee?
right up. It's right up in front of your face, basically hovering in front of your face.
Okay. I attack him with my daggers.
The wounded one, I'm assuming.
Can I attack the darkness?
Yes, the 17 hits. Okay, yeah, you basically run him through, and this one
I
screeches
just suddenly
and
turn
fall.
into a little Tasmanian devil as I jump up and.
Yeah. You do, and you manage to keep your footing without issue, and that one plummets into the darkness. Okay. Do you have a second attack, or would it be Sydney?
I had a 13 and a 17.
Oh, the 13. Oh, okay. So this one's actually wounded now, as well. You get penalties to those, correct?
I roll a d16 instead of a d20.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I like how they
But-
do that.
But this, but the 2-weapon fighting is I don't have any other penalties because it's a halfling thing.
Oh, interesting. Okay. All right.
It's one of my abilities.
Sydney's gonna hang back. So Mordecai, what do you wish to do? You're not in melee round this one.
Can I move forward and?
You'd be moving into the void if you did that.
Okay. Well, yeah, I can do that. I'll roll on my like climb sheer surfaces here, so that.
Oh no, I mean you'd be jumping off into the.
Oh, jumping off into the void.
Yeah, you're right. You're right on the edge here.
Oh, okay, but I can't reach that one in melee range.
You could go here, here, here as movement, and then be able to get to that one.
All right.
And then, but make a yeah, exactly.
All right. Am I behind him then?
Not quite. Kind
No
of off
sneak
to the
attacks.
So no
yeah, you're kind of off to the side. You won't be able to get in a backstab if that's what you're saying.
Okay. Well, I'll just do a regular
Stab.
regular stab. I'm gonna stab him with my longsword. Or
Sounds like a plan. Oh, fumbled too.
second fumble. Okay, so that was the same one, right? 3.
Yeah. So basically, what it is like I said, you guys are getting soaked in water, so the hilt of your sword is slippery and that sort of thing, and it's kind of challenging to fight in that situation.
All right. So
But this thing,
-2 on our next one. Okay.
yeah,
Well-
-2 on your next attack. Yeah.
I guess that's all I'm doing.
Yeah, so this one, since it was wounded by you, Kittik, it's gonna strike at you.
What? That doesn't seem fair.
I know.
Foul. Foul.
Yeah.
Turkey.
But if I continue to roll like I have been, it's gonna miss anyway. So yeah, a 9 is likely going to miss. I'm rolling terribly, guys, and it's good. It's a good thing too. That was them. So Wally, you're up. One remaining.
Yeah. What can I do? I don't have a whole lot of spells. Ooh, haha! I'm gonna word a command again, and
Okay.
I'm gonna shout dive.
Okay.
That gets plus
All right.
2, so it's actually an 18.
So it needs to make what was it? A will save?
Will save, and it's actually an 18.
Okay. Will save. Here it comes, and I will probably fail.
Hello, Ken.
Sure do. Yep. Okay, so yeah, so we don't need to roll the flavor. I mean, we know what it does now. So yeah, it immediately. So it makes as if to. So on its turn, it'll GTFO.
and it echoes again. Dive, dive,
Uh,
dive, 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 dive.
No, this time the word
Oh.
seems to come from all around, including the
Oh.
air and the ground.
Nice.
So the word actually comes from the water. So, all right. So yeah, on its turn, that's what it's gonna do. Right, you're up. There's no way that you can really get to it, right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold my turn.
Okay. Back to the top, Horowitz. So basically, everybody's gonna get a chance to do something before initiative 11, right? So Horowitz, you're up.
I'm gonna climb back out.
Okay. And head back to safer ground. All right.
Yes.
Okay, Kittik, you can take a stab at it, or multiple stabs at it.
I will do so.
All right. You guys are really. I've just got to say, you guys are lucking out. Okay. Yep, that's enough to kill it. So as it turns
Aw.
to dive, you stab it, and guts and ichor and all that.
I distracted it for you.
As it
Thank you.
shrieks.
Thank you.
Shrieks in
It's good to
pain.
know that it's
I
dead
could not
this
have done it
winter.
without you.
So I just
I
want to
believe it.
tell you guys, being hit by one of these things is not a good thing. So
I don't know. It seemed pretty
job.
easy.
it did, didn't it? Like, and that's
Yeah.
the thing. Like that, you were able to take out that. What was it? The caretaker
Caretaker, yeah.
before it could even make an attack, which was just amazing. It's literally just there's a lot of RNG going on. All right.
He was a little sleepy boy.
Yeah. And what did we roll? Like he was gonna sleep for like 2 days or something like that.
Yeah.
Some ridiculous. All right, so these guys are out of commission.
Yeah, man.
Good job. Okay, so same situation as before. I think we're coming up on 9 o'clock though, so we do need to wrap
Yes.
up here pretty soon. We're at a fairly decent stopping point. So I think the intention, if I'm not mistaken, next week. So the choice before you: do we continue on along the ledge and see what's beyond the waterfall, or do we head back and check something else out? It's up to you. So.
Well, I guess part of the question is, with this being Christmas week, are we all available?
Well, Christmas is on Saturday, Sunday, so.
So I am available.
I said Christmas week. A lot of people travel. That's all.
Yeah. No, I'm available next week, and we can do this if you guys want to.
I'm available.
I'm available.
Yeah. So as long as we have at least 3 people, I'll do it. Like my other game, my Friday game's been canceled. So. Yeah, sounds good. So we will reconvene at the same time next Wednesday and continue our adventures. And you guys have been very fortunate, I have to say.
And I've rolled really awesome on that stupid word of command.
You've rolled really well on all your spell checks today.
Yes, it makes up for failing almost all the first dozen spells I tried to cast.
In great contrast, and me, I haven't rolled above a 10 for an attack for any of my rolls.
Love the trust 27. Okay, I'll trust you.
I mean, yeah.
I couldn't think of anything cooler to throw out. Because I'm limited to one.
It is kind of vague, but it makes it.
Limited to one word, and it's the what do I say? Run.
You should look up online for because there's command and several other type of those kind of spells in D&D.
Yeah.
I would look up see if you can find a list of the best.
Well, I mean, it gives a little
one-word
command.
Yeah, it does give a little list, and then if suicide, they get pluses to try to.
It won't even work. I think with command in D&D, it's not even possible.
Yeah, it's not. You can't make things do self-harm in 5th ed. You could in 1st and 2nd ed. I don't remember in 3rd ed.
It depends on the level of, if you cast a 1st level command spell, then no. But there are higher level spells where you can absolutely command something to hurt itself.
Maybe I just haven't played 5th ed long enough.
No, even in 5e, it's just you have to be higher level. I really like some of these maps, by the way.
Well, I mean, you'll have to use them all. I just figured this way.
No, these are cool. The one I was thinking of for this is that Oh, it's not the second to the last anymore, but yeah.
Well, maybe we'll get. I've got to contact some Roll20 and Drive-Thru RPG people, so maybe I can get them to give us a whole bunch of cool stuff. And waiting to hear back from Goodman Games, so maybe they'll send us a whole bunch of cool digital stuff that we can use in future games as well.
Yeah, I saw lots of cavern and underground maps on Roll20. So yeah,
there is. There's a bunch of them there. Yeah. Like me, I've just been grabbing these things from image search on Google and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing.
There's some people on Reddit that are posting, that post free maps and stuff.
Yeah.
So
and then there's a bunch of people that are doing really cheap map sets and stuff, really good looking map sets on crowdfunding. So it's hey, $10 and you get all these maps that I made that are available for.
I would say that I
have 47 gigabytes of battle maps.
So with this Channers in the Dark, that's a lot. This adventure, the one before this, actually there were battle maps for it, but this just hasn't been out long enough for them to, because this has literally only been out for maybe 3-4 months at this point, and so they just haven't released maps for it yet. So I would imagine that that's something they're going to do, but it won't help us, but that's fine.
Yeah.
But in any case, okay, we will continue next week then.
Sounds good.
All right.
I'm trying to clean up my Drive-Thru RPG stuff, and it's I have 81 things in my cart that are free.
I could totally relate, believe me.
Then gives me a little warning. Our servers are busy right now. Please limit your cart to 75 items or less per checkout.
No, I'm right there with. I keep getting all these Kickstarter rewards, and it's
some interesting news. I got
Oh, yeah?
I got paid for some third-party rules that I wrote up for a game.
Nice.
Awesome.
I don't need the
What?
money, so I told the guy to give it to me and drive through RPG gift card. But,
Nice.
Is it
this is
like
my
your
first
own,
time getting paid.
is it like your own system or?
No, it's a game called Infinity's Edge.
Mhm.
I've been reading a lot of books that are the genre is called lit RPG.
Yeah.
It's usually like someone stuck in VR or something where you can
Right.
actually see your character sheet and all that kind of stuff. And
Right.
so this game system is designed for that. So it's got a very digital RPG kind of thing, but it's RPG rules. And
Cool.
so I wrote up some cool tables for making up certain things and all that. And he put it in his magazine, and he paid me for him. It's my first time being a paid game author.
Congrats.
Very nice.
No, that's awesome.
It was pretty
Cool.
pretty psyched.
Well, thank everybody at home for tuning in, and we are going to be. There are no interviews until January, and we are going to do news and stuff on Monday. There should be some cool stuff coming up, because weirdly, news has been fairly popular this month.
No conventions until like
Oh
March,
yeah,
right?
yeah. We've got something small in February,
Are
and
we going to OrcaCon?
no. We're OrcaCon shrunk this year, and so they're trying to do a rebuilding year to see if they can get back up to kind of where they were pre-pandemic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Which is basically Dragonflight sized, right?
yeah. So if all works out, maybe next year or next year, 2024. Or jokingly, we've said that if anything happens with OrcaCon, maybe we can have an Alexandria RPG Con.
Hey, there you go.
Oh my god!
Oh,
that would be
God!
so
Can you
amazing.
imagine? You would run your own convention.
It is.
Are
It
you
is.
ready for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I go to this board game swap meet once a year. We could do not necessarily a con, but what if we did like a RPG game swap meet? People bring all their old games and look for old, and you guys could bring what you have extras of.
That would be. That's actually a really cool idea.
Maybe
So,
build the library that way and spread the games around.
So
So-
you go. I'll bet you go with Lackey to that board game swap meet.
I do not. I try to stay away
No,
from that stuff. So.
Oh, will
So
you?
for everybody at home, thank you very much, and we will see you in the next couple days. So thank you for tuning in, and till next time, the library is now closed.
Good night, all.